Ah yes, the Reconifex. This is the signature rifle to Cytes 09, Mastery Rank 14 required. Can get the parts from EMEA, but you have to be the 2-for-1 rank to actually get there. The parts are supposed to drop from missions, but that is debatable, shall we just put it as. And this thing, on paper, doesn't look too bad. Unique traits being perfect reload grants a heat magazine with shots that deal 25% damage with guaranteed status. Does come with a V and a D polarity on it. This is actually a hard one to determine. I would 100% say the Vespa 99 is the weapon you should kind of be going for, because the crit on that can be, with the new mods, insanely high damaging. This thing, the reload takes a hell of a long time, the parts are a bit of a pain to get a hold of, but I've tried to find a lot of downsides to all of these weapons, outside of you have to go to EMEA to get it, you have to level up the Syndicate to a certain level, I believe it's level 4, to be able to unlock all the blueprints. Could be level, no, it's level 4, because I can't remember which weapon it was now. There's one of them that's locked out at level 3, and then everything's unlocked at level 4, so either 3 or 4 to actually get all of the parts for them. It's getting the parts from the missions can be really annoying, but worth it. With only 4 format, and I'm just looking at the actual total damage here, 580. It actually looks like it is really bad. It actually really isn't, though. This is the wrong elemental combo for what I was using it for. It was magnetic. This was because I was doing something else. So 2 dual stat elemental mods, so plus an element plus 60% status and 60% of that element. Yeah, swap those 2 round to match the faction you are going up against, and this thing will work wonders. Though multi-shot and multi-shot probably help a lot more than you would think, especially since if we just kind of take these out, the damage goes down a hell of a lot. I probably should have foremanned off the D polarity, that where hammer shot is, which is of course 60% crit damage and 80% status, hence the dual stat elemental mods, by the way. If you have a Riven, I would say that's where that's going to go. And I will, in the future, former it when I do get my hands on a Riven for this thing, because a Riven for this will make it absolutely amazing. But for a weapon that only does 583 damage, not bad. If you throw it into the realm of things like the Gorgon, similar kind of weapon, it's a big LMG, that does 23 damage. The Prisma one does 23, the Wraith does 27, and the normal one I believe does 25, which is minuscule in comparison, but for the record, all do still have that slash proc on there. Soma still has slash, but a hell of a lot less, but the Prime version does 12 damage, and the base one, well, also does 12 damage. And probably the best comparison for the Reconifex has got to be the Supra. It is very close, but it doesn't fire as quick. The Supra is 12.5, this is 8. It is much slower. Reloads quicker if you manage to hit that one kind of catch, but again, has slash on it. It has 6 slash. 6 slash, 30 puncture, 4 impact. This has 16 impact, 24 puncture, and no slash. The reason these are the closest to each other is the fact that the Supra actually does 40 damage. Supra Vandal also does 40 damage, has a similar magazine. You could turn around to save this weapon's face and say, the Vespa 99 is the weapon of choice to farm for in this. It is the best of them. But the Reconifex, it's basically the upgrade to the Supra Vandal, without the bleed proc on there. It does have more crit. Supra Vandal, I believe, has twice as much status, but this does have not twice as much crit. And it also has 100 bullets less than the Supra Vandal, but it is still better than the Supra Vandal simply because once you land that perfect reload that grants heat damage, well, 25% heat damage and a guaranteed status effect, this thing instantly becomes better. When it comes to the category of LMGs in Warframe, the Reconifex is the best because it simply has the most damage if you land that perfect reload. If you don't, without that slash proc on there, it is kind of a bit of a letdown compared to the Supra. You're talking about the Supra. The Supra is probably... No, the Gorgon came first, then the Supra, then the Soma, then the Reconifex. I believe there's one more I am missing in amongst all of this, but they tend to be the big four. The Supra is... It's got to be a good decade old. So obviously, when they were adding a new one, everybody hoped for exactly the same thing and kind of got it. The Reconifex is the LMG we've all been waiting for, with its increased accuracy, the hidden behind the perfect reload damage increase, because the Supra has 40, which is why I keep comparing it to the Supra. This has 40 with 25% heat if you land that perfect reload. If not, it's just the same damage. Increased crit damage. This thing, it is good for an LMG. It isn't good because the Vespa 99 is sitting there doing 3 million damage. This thing isn't. Which is the biggest shame to this weapon and kind of ruins it every time I think about it. Luckily though, we did get something else that just puts both of these to shame anyway. So with that, we'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.